This is Choose the Bear, where we dive deep into the power and joy of living a vibrant, independent life on your own terms. This podcast is your go-to source for smart, fun, and insightful conversations about what it means to embrace independence and live the life you choose. I'm Kat Calvin, and together we'll explore how this movement is challenging outdated stereotypes, redefining success, and empowering people to live their best independent lives. Hello, and welcome to today's News Bite. As usual, there is a wild amount of news, and we are not even going to touch any election-related stuff. First, a pop culture moment. I don't think I've talked about the widow Clicquot and how much I admire her on this podcast yet, but believe me, I will. There is a marvelous book, The Widow Clicquot by Tilar Mazzio, that is always somewhere near my desk and that I just cannot recommend enough. And I just found out on an airplane that last year a movie of the same name was released. I discovered it when the flight was ending, so I haven't seen it yet, but the RT score is good, so I'm going to take a risk and recommend it anyways. Barb Nicole Clicquot Ponsedon was a bold, brave, and brilliant businesswoman who revolutionized an entire industry as a single mother at a time when Napoleon was trying to take women back to the Dark Ages. She is a hero and an inspiration, and I am thrilled that they made a movie about her. In completely opposite news, Grazia just published an article about man-keeping, a term that should not exist. It is basically about how women are doing hours and hours of emotional labor for men because men are, frankly, pathetic. Ladies, I am going to say the same thing to you that I scream at dating reality shows. Just be single. That's all I have to say about that. I am also linking another article that should just be headlined, Choose the Damn Bear, about an Australian man who took his family on vacation to Sudan, lied to his wife about having filed her visa, and then took her passport and children and abandoned her there. It took her 16 months to get home. He was just sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. And again, I say, just be single, ladies. In China, men are so desperately in need of being man-kept that they are revolting over an extremely light joke made by a female comedian years ago and getting all of her sponsorship deals canceled. I literally can't. Get a hobby, men. Read a book. Do literally anything else. And yet, countries wonder why, as the Wall Street Journal reported last week about Europe and Bloomberg wrote last month about Asia, all efforts to encourage people to have more children, from cash money to a literal lifetime exemption from income taxes, has had virtually zero effect on the dropping fertility rates. You'll note that Stop Climate Change and Fix Men are not on the list of offered benefits. Lastly, The Atlantic wrote an article about the new Alliance of Child-Free Voters, started by my dear friend and future guest, Queen of Grab Your Wallet, Shannon Coulter. I was especially thrilled to read this article because every single person interviewed by The Atlantic has been or will be a guest on this show. In more good news, Time has a lovely little piece about the beauty of being alone and how solitude is different than loneliness. It's a nice, short piece that will remind you of how great it is to indulge in secret single behavior all alone in your house with only your pets to judge you. All of the links to these articles are in the show notes. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and of course, leave a review. Until next week, here's hoping you find joy in your solo life.